Hello, I'm Brenda Alfano, and welcome to Mortgage Mysteries, where I highlight and discover the mysteries of small local business owners here in South Snohomish County. Today, my guest is Jeffrey Miller, real estate broker. Jeffrey, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Jeffrey always makes me laugh, but what's great about his making me laugh is he always makes me think as well. So I love that about you.
Some people think it's a dry humor.
Yeah, well, it is a dry humor. I love dry humor, actually. But I like the fact that I have to stop a second and go, oh, okay, I got what you're saying. Okay, before we hear about Jeffrey, we're going to talk about my why question this week and then get your opinion about that. And again, these aren't judgments I just think about things and go, why? So here's one. Why have many folks stopped saying you're welcome after you say thank you? They say, no worries, no problem. Yeah, of course. Your thoughts on that?
I don't understand it.
Have you noticed it?
And it's not because we're of a different generation from people who are in their teens or 20s. I don't know. No worries. Well, I'm not worried, but thank you.
Or no problem. Well, I didn't think it was a problem. I'm just thanking you. So again, this isn't a judgment. It's just a matter of why did this happen? Why did this start to happen? And I'm sure in their heart they are thinking, you're welcome, but I don't know why they don't say it. So it's very interesting. So Jeffrey, let's get to know you and your real estate business. So what agency do you work under? And how long have you been a realtor?
I work with Remax Elite, and I've worked with Remax since my career was born. 8 years ago, I started at Remax Direct Realty in Edmonds, downtown Edmonds, and they folded after 2 years, and I moved over to Remax Elite, which is a Snohomish County firm, but of course we cover the entire Puget Sound area.
So what made you decide to become a realtor?
I think I'm from Kansas, and
Dorothyland.
Dorothy!
yes, although I never met Toto. But we sold our house maybe 15 years ago, and we hired this agent, and she was very bubbly, talked quite a bit, and once we signed the paperwork, she disappears. And she would go down to the lakes camping every weekend, and she would say, don't call me, I don't want to be disturbed. I'm enjoying myself camping. And meanwhile, things happen during the listing, and we have no representation. And so the whole process was a nightmare. And so I thought, I can do better than this. And so when I came out here, when we moved out here to Seattle, I said, I'm going to be a realtor, and I'm going to be better than those other people who make sellers and buyers miserable.
Good thought.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part about selling real estate, if you have one? I'm sure you do.
Handing over the keys. To see people's faces when they get the keys and they finally realize that the home is theirs. Or on the other hand, if they're selling their home and they're moving out of state, I would imagine is when they sign the final paperwork.
That's cool. So
they get a big fat paycheck.
Show me the money!
Yeah, they get a big fat paycheck, especially these days, hopefully. So do you prefer working with buyers, or do you prefer working with sellers, or do you have a preference on that?
I don't have a preference. Both are equally rewarding. I do work a lot with seniors, where I work a lot with attorneys and guardians, and usually I never meet the clients, working directly with the attorneys or the guardians. We go in after the homeowner has moved into a nursing home or retirement community, as we call them now. And so it's my job to go in and prepare the house for sale. And so I do a lot of that, but I equally like working with buyers, first-time home buyers. It's great.
Would you say that the senior side is more of your niche product than the niche part of your business you offer? Because not your niche, and not everybody does that, right? Not everybody wants to work with seniors. Not everybody wants to help them in that way. Would that be kind of your specialty, would you call it?
Yes. And the reason I got into seniors real estate is because my mother-in-law had Alzheimer's. And to see my wife and her sister clean out the house and prep it for sale, it took like 6 months. And of course, realtors in this small town didn't lift a finger. Their attitude is, when you get the house ready for sale, then I'll come in and plop a sign in the front yard.
Gotcha.
And again, my thought is, I can do better than that. I mean, these people need help, and that's what you're hiring the real estate agent for. And so I'll go in, and if the person isn't deceased, I usually, if they let me, create a long-term relationship with them. There was one of my first clients in Edmonds. She was like 90 years old, and she had to move out of the house because she started a fire in the microwave. And so we found an adult family home for her. And after we sold the house, then I would visit her every few months. And because she didn't have any family here, there's always a smile whenever I came in through the door. It was great. And so I'd go there for her birthday, starting in the summer, just 3 or 4 times a year.
So that's kind of very touching to me. I did not, you have more of a heart than not everybody has that ability to have that empathy for older people like that. So that it takes definitely a special person. And thank goodness we have people like you to help people like that. So
right. It's more than just a paycheck.
That's so important.
I think the relationship is very important.
Right. To me, that's the fun part of my job too, the relationship. So do you want to share what you did before you got into real estate?
In Kansas City, I worked at a corporate defense law firm for 15 years. And so I would go to trial sites and spend 2 or 3 weeks at a time at these trials, usually in Florida or North Carolina. And I just got burned out, just being away from family and so on.
Right.
And so I left the law field and started real estate.
It's always interesting how people become real estate agents, what they did before that. So let's talk about your mysterious side, Jeffrey. So what is your passion, or we can just call it a hobby if you'd rather, when you're not doing your real estate business?
Well, I'd say for some people, I love to travel internationally. My son is currently working on his master's in London. And so back in May, my wife and I went to London and Paris, and he was familiar with both cities, and he was our tour guide. And through college and through his, after he got his bachelor's degree, he traveled the world. He worked at Volkswagen headquarters in Germany, and would go to Mexico. He spent a lot of time in Asia, in various countries there. So we've been to Asia. I love China. China's a great place. And I'll tell you one story.
Okay.
Where we were in Beijing, and we were in Tiananmen Square. And this was in early November, so it was fairly cold. And I had a ranch coat that was came down just below my knee, and there was a light brown suede ranch coat. And I also had a wide-brimmed hat, almost like a cowboy hat. And so I'm walking around Tiananmen Square, and all of a sudden these girls run up to me, and they think I'm like a John Wayne Wild West American. And they say, "Can we take your picture?" And I said, "Sure." And this went on for like an hour.
Oh, wow.
And all these people, especially the girls, teenagers, and I guess they were in their 20s or something, but they all wanted to take a picture with Mr. John Wayne. And so it finally ended where we were, you know that building in Tiananmen Square that has the big picture of Mao,
Mm-hmm.
big portrait of him. So we were sitting on the steps of that, and I had one picture where there's like 10 girls around me, and I thought, this is great. I should have charged them money, but they had guards all over the place with machine guns, and I thought they would have arrested me for running a business without a license or something.
That's great. That's great. That's a great story. Any autographs?
No.
Okay.
No, I can't. I don't write in Mandarin.
Yeah. Is there any place you am longing to go that you haven't been yet?
Germany. Well, there's a lot of places. I have no desire to go to Africa, but in Germany, south of France, just some of the southern European venues.
Yeah, cool. Yes, definitely south of France would be lovely, wouldn't it? Especially, oh goodness, ooh la la, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that your traveling has helped you with your real estate career?
I think it has. Of course, America's a melting pot, and we have such a worldly view in the Seattle area. And being with non-Americans in other countries, it enlightens me on that these are just regular people just like me. They're not, as some people would say, they're not foreigners, they're not aliens or anything. They're just like you and me.
Right. They have the same problems, same issues, same concerns, same worries.
Right. They just comb their hair different.
Yeah.
That's all there is.
Different clothes and speak maybe a different language.
Well,
Sometimes.
sometimes.
Right.
But you'd be surprised how many people speak English.
Oh, I'm not. I'm grateful for that. I think about that when I ever get to travel. It's like, oh, I'm so hoping that people can speak English since I can't speak other languages.
So I've had a lot of clients that are Middle Eastern. I currently have 2 clients now that are Middle Eastern. I've helped Spanish, Mexico clients. I've had an English client. And so, yeah, it's great. Love to help.
Right. And then when you get to know other people in other places, it makes you easier to talk to people
Right.
from all over. That's the great part about travel. Just like I love to read, it's the great part about reading is you can understand other people better. Well, thank you, Jeffrey, for being here today. It was fun to get to discover more about you. I did not know that story about the China, so that's fun for me too. And thank you all for being here. Learn more about a local small business owner. Please like and subscribe, and be sure to check out CuriousBrenda.com. Take care, and until next time, be curious.
Bye.